Sure. Okay, I believe it is recording. Okay, so like I said, everybody be muted just so we don't have background noise and it makes it a little easier for everyone to hear. If you have a piece of paper, be prepared to take a few notes or jot down questions you have, and then at the end, I want to handle questions because I do have a decent amount of information on bookings that I want to cover, and I want to try to do it the most effective way without us, continuously getting sidetracked. And what's going to sidetrack me is this asking to let people in, but that's okay. We're going to work through that. So thank you guys for joining me. And I know I posted this kind of last minute. I actually had planned to do this on this date right when we finished our team meeting, but just never got around because of life, never got around to posting the link. And I just wanted to cover bookings because bookings are the heart of our business. If we do not have any bookings, we do not have any business. So that's why I felt, our team meetings tend to be a lot of recognition, which I absolutely love, a lot of celebrating and stuff, but then we start running out of time for the meat of training. And back when my earlier days, when we did in-person meetings, I always did anywhere from usually 2 big topics at my meetings, and covered them in pretty good detail, but we also had longer. Okay, if y'all are just hopping on and you're not muted, mute so we make sure we don't have any background noise, because I am a squirrel and it'll distract me. I'm just saying. It is me, not y'all. But I want to make sure everybody can hear and all that. Okay, so I'm going to start with, I will be giving you ideas of where to look for bookings, but we're going to back up before then and kind of talk a little bit more about getting those bookings before you're even looking for the ideas. So the first thing I'm going to ask y'all to ask yourself is, why do people even want to host a show or a party? And I'll use those words interchangeable, but why do they even want to host a party? And I have tailored this training pretty much virtual. I did have to tweak because I do both when we're allowed to do both types of shows, but most of this is going to be more of the talking from a virtual standpoint, but everything can be applied to cooking parties once our world resumes, and some of us go back to cooking parties, but just know that most of it's going to be virtual focused. But I would ask yourself, why do people even host a party? And there's really 3 main reasons. They want to have fun, they want to get free, and they want to party with their friends. Now, when you're doing a cooking show, the other reason is that they want to try good food or have a recipe. Obviously, virtual, our people aren't getting to try what we fix. They may get to fix it for themselves. But people book because they want to have fun, they want free stuff or discounted, and they want to share with their friends. The next big thing, this is something that I also was talking in Messenger with someone earlier today about, a little bit along these lines. Every single one of you needs to realize that people are not doing you a favor when they host, but it is the opposite. You are doing your hosts a favor because you are helping them get free and discounted products. So I'll say that again. You are doing your hosts a favor because you are getting them free and discounted products. Obviously, they need to do their part, but you also have to host coach them and help them, and they are not doing you a favor, you're doing them a favor. If you have ever hosted any kind of direct selling party, I would encourage you really to pay attention to the host rewards. Our host rewards are extremely, extremely generous. They're very, very strong. Even when they change September, they're still really, really strong. So many times you will have a person say to you, oh yeah, I'll host because I'll help you out. Right there, that should be a big red flag. Ding, 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 ding. You need to paint the picture for how you are going to help them. Because if you help them have a great show, guess what the result is? You're going to have good sales. But you have to paint that picture that as much as they may want to keep telling themselves they're helping you, you need to paint the picture that you're helping them. Help them set the expectation and the goal, because if you help them with that, you're going to be automatically taken care of. And that is a huge, huge nugget. I know that's not saying how to get a show, but what is so critical about that is your mindset for someone saying, oh yeah, I'll help you out. I'll do that party because you want me to. No, no, no. You need to help change it. And obviously you don't say to them, oh no, you're not helping me, I'm helping you. You don't say that, but your actions of host coaching and your reaction when they say, oh yeah, I'll help you out. You want to be excited and say, I cannot wait to help you get tons of free. One of my big things that I text now, a phrase I use is, once they've booked, I will say, I'm so excited to get to pamper you and guide you to a successful party. Not guide me, guide them to a successful party. And again, if y'all have questions about these points we're going to cover, jot them down, and we're going to come back to it at the end just so that we don't get too off track. Just check and make sure no one's waiting to get in. Okay. Another thing that you can do in line with the fact that you are helping your host is, once they have hosted, get in the habit of asking them, and right now things are delayed when it comes in, but get them in the habit of asking them, hey, as soon as all your host rewards come in, will you do me a favor, spread it all out, take a picture, post it on your timeline, and tag me? Because then they're helping spread the word of how much stuff they got discounted and free. You're being tagged in it, so it's tying them to you. Very much like I had just asked Tara about posting about her surprise box. I know that that's not hosting, but that's, create that excitement of next year, don't miss out on getting a surprise box, because look what you get, for that. So just, kind of make sure your hosts are working together. You guys are a team doing this. All right. The next thing related to hosting is ask everyone. Let me say that again while you're writing it in all caps, really big, and taking up an entire piece of paper. Ask everyone. I don't care if you think they don't cook. I don't care if you think they are 85 years old and don't have any friends. I don't care if you think they have absolutely no money. That's the number one reason to ask that person, because they have no money, so they need things for free. I don't care if you think they're too snobby to host a party. I don't care if you think they're going to look down on you for hosting because, oh, poor Sarah, she has to do Pampered Chef. I can tell you my bank account is probably a lot better than several of my acquaintances or friends that think that this is just a little side gig. Just saying. So ask everybody. Okay, so elaborating on that. Let's assume you have some parties and you do have orders coming in. I don't care who the order is from, where they live, all of those kinds of things. You are going to personally thank every single person that orders on every single one of your parties. Now let's be conscious of what time it is when we do this. My rule is usually 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., give or take. Now, if the order comes in at like 9 o'clock and I'm on it right then, I'll text them right then because they just placed the order, so obviously they're up. But you are going to thank every single person. I also post a thank you in the Facebook group for every person and thank them for ordering. So those two things are critical. You are not going to prejudge, even if someone just ordered a citrus peeler, you're going to thank them and you're going to ask if they want to book a party off Susie. It doesn't matter what they ordered, doesn't matter if they ordered a $500 order, you're going to thank them and ask them. They might be someone that just likes to spend the money, but they might also like a lot of other things discounted and be grateful that you asked them. With this, because as you get a more full schedule and orders are coming in, it can get a little more time consuming. So I would suggest, and I'm not going to go over how to do this, just jot it down and you can Google it and later we can cover it. But I use text replacement. For those not familiar with text replacement, and especially speaking on an iPhone, it is I could not run my business if I didn't use text replacement. So that's going to, work smarter, not harder. Find systems that are going to work for you, implement them, tweak them as you need to, but work smarter, not harder, so that you will be consistent. You are consistent with thanking every single guest for their order. So a lot of times when you have someone that will say, and I'm going to read to you what I send as my thank you after I cover the rest of this, but there will be times I'll have people not respond at all, or they'll respond and say, no, not right now, or no, thank you. And I have responses for each of the different things. Last night was a perfect example, and I will read you the text exchange because it's real life, and what better training than a real life situation. I had a person order, let me find her text real quick. So she ordered on a party. I sent what is my typical thank you, which I will read to you in a minute. And she said, maybe at a later date. I'd love to, but Denise and I are family and I see we've all ordered, LOL. Can you reach out again in a few months? Okay, most consultants would think, okay, yeah, let me make a note, let me get back to her. Okay, and I'm only sharing with y'all how I handle things. So keep in mind, do what works for you. I'm not saying my way is the only way. Do what works for you, but I'm gonna say what works for me, and then tweak it how you want. Rather than saying to her, sure, I'll get back to you, which then means I got to remember this Jennifer person who I have no idea who she is. In a few months, I need to reach out to her and remember who she even ordered off of and say, hey, do you want to have a party? Okay, my preference is to guide them to going ahead and booking. And what I responded was, sure, we get a new catalog September 1st, so maybe we could party October 20th to the 30th or November 1st to the 10th for people doing Christmas shopping. Thoughts? Question mark. Her response, that sounds perfect. Let's book November. And then immediately said, nope, October. Sorry, LOL, October, please. I said, okay, awesome. And is October 20th to the 30th good, or would you prefer the 15th to the 25th? Which one is better? I have both available. She said, either one works. What is y'all's guess? And you're going to raise a number. What did I ask her? Number one, the 15th to the 25th. Number two, the 20th to 30th. Which one did I pick for her? Raise a hand. Number one, if I pick the 15th to the 25th. Number two, if I pick the 20th to the 30th. A lot, yep. I said, let's do October 15th to the 25th because that gives flexibility if we need to extend any at the end. I just sent you a friend request, smiley face. She said, perfect, thanks. So then I went into another text replacement that I have on here that I'll read in a minute. Sent it to her. She said, sweet, I love easy. Thank you, accepted your friend request. And then I had another little text in there. I said, perfect, we are all set. I will set things up a few days ahead of time and help guide you to a great party. I'm so excited to pamper you. Have a great evening and fantastic week. She said, thank you, looking forward to it. So why did I offer her all the way out in October? I know we have preached on our meetings, don't be talking about, too far out. Because she had started it with saying, get back with me in a couple months. Okay, well, in a couple months, I'm hopefully already going to be booked, but I want to get her nailed in now. Why did I send her the friend request right now? Because if I wait until when I go to set it up and send the friend request, she's going to be like, who the heck is Sarah McGuire? So I already wanted us to be friends so that when it's time to set it up, I have everything, we're good to go. Okay, so that is a perfect example of number one, why you want to ask everybody because you're not sure what they're going to respond. And that is the perfect example of guiding them to pick their date, which we're going to talk about a little bit more. Okay, so now what I want to share with you, and you're not going to probably be able to jot all this down. I will at some point try to maybe post this stuff, which is going to make no sense to people not on this, but this is stuff that I have saved as text replacement. And when someone orders, I either use text replacement or in this case, sometimes just copy and paste if I've just sent someone else a thank you message. But here is what the exact words for what my thank you says to every person that orders on my party. Hello, this is Sarah McGuire, your Pampered Chef consultant. Thank you for your order on Judy's party. We both appreciate it. Next paragraph, or next little, enter down. Would you like to surprise Judy and book a fun, easy virtual party off her? She will get a prize and you will earn tons of free and discounted products. Check out the awesome August and September host special. Let me know what you think. Thanks again. And when I send that, and then immediately in the text after that, I send a picture of the August and September special. Pretty soon, I will switch and only be sending September because we're getting later into August, and pretty soon I won't really want to get anyone else started for this month just because of the timing. That goes to every single person. If they respond and say that, no, thank you, which a lot of them will, I don't leave it at that. I then respond, and this is a text replacement. I respond and say, okay, no problem. Let me know if you have any questions or need anything else. I love the products you picked. Be sure to save my contact as Pampered Chef Sarah for any future needs. Also, if you have any friends that need anything or may want to be pampered, please share my contact information or share Judy's party link. Have a fantastic day. Stay safe and healthy. And I don't know if y'all picked up, and I have no way of knowing if they do it, but I just asked them to save my contact as Pampered Chef Sarah. Why did I do that? Because the next time they're like, oh my gosh, I need some Pampered Chef, they're not going to remember my name, Sarah, but they might go in their contacts and type Pampered Chef, and guess what's going to pull up? 205-542-4135. And they're going to hit send message, hey, I need a brownie pan. So that's why that's in there. Again, that's using text replacement. I do not type that every time. My text replacement for it that I type when they send that to me is #NoHost. And all that pops up. Did you like that sound effect? All that pops up, and I just have to change the host's name. And I do have to change that because not all my hosts are Judy. Okay, one of my other pretty typical responses when I'm asking every guest to host is that they'll say, oh, I don't know, let me think about it. If they just say, let me think about it, I sometimes will do what, like that girl, she had said maybe in a couple months. But if they say, I don't know, let me think about it. If they say that, my immediate response is, okay, sounds good. And then I do text replacement for virtual party. And it is, I just say, it says, okay, sounds good, just FYI. And then here's what fills in. The virtual party is very simple. I create the online shopping link and set up a Facebook party group and post fun stuff over 10 days. You share the shopping link with everyone, including those not on social media, and invite all your friends to the Facebook party group. All orders direct ship to each guest as they are placed, so there is no sorting or delivering for you. Anyone in the US can order and your party will get credit for it. Let me know what you think. Why do I do that when they say, let me think about it? Because they are most likely saying, let me think about it, because they have no idea what's involved. They do not want to commit to something that they have no clue if they're going to be able to do it. Now, I know not all of you are on direct ship yet, but you will be October 1st. Yay. So of course, between now and then, that verbiage would have to change a little, but most people are picking direct ship anyway. So it really isn't that big of a deal. And October 1st is around the corner. So hopefully, give me some thumbs up if so far that's helpful. Okay. The biggest thing I want you guys to take away so far before I move into some ideas for the parties and stuff is, number one, ask everyone. And I'm not just meaning those that order. I mean everyone. And we're going to go through that a little bit more. Remember that you are doing as much or more of a favor for your host than they are doing for you. Do you make commission off of their parties? Absolutely. Does it keep your business going? Absolutely. But they're not doing it for nothing. They are getting amazing rewards at the expense of the company for you helping them have a great party. And at some point, we will cover host coaching again. I don't want to venture off into that. Having a great party a lot of times involves you making sure you've set the expectations. You've helped them understand what a good party is. You've guided them along the way. Pampered Chef is not priority to them like it is to you. With that, when they book the party, set the expectation. My expectation for every host is that they have a $1,200 party. Do not all fall out on the floor. Do they all have $1,200 parties? No. But if I set the expectation at $500, what do you think is going to happen? Most are maybe going to hit 500 or come under. If I set it at 1,200 and we only hit 1,000, I'm pretty darn happy with a $1,000 party. And I don't think Rachel is on here. Charmin, if she's still on here, let me tell you, when I set, and Serena, I think you're one, when I set a goal for you, that does not mean it doesn't change. It changes. When you start getting close to, 1,200, well, we're at a $1,500 party now. And when you get close to 1,500, well, I'm sorry, but we're upping it to 1,800. And when you hit that, well, by gosh, we're going for $2,000. Because why not? It gets the host more free. And obviously you have more sales. You are doing nothing but helping save your host more money and make their day and pampering them even more. Okay, so moving on, when you are, and I've kind of already touched on this one, but when you are getting someone to book a party, you as the consultant need to stay in the driver's seat. Do not let your hosts be the ones completely dictating when they're going to book. And this especially holds true when you're doing cooking shows. And I'm not going to go into that, but it's especially true then to control your calendar. But even with virtual, and I gave the example just a second ago with this person that booked in October. I controlled that I backed her up earlier in October. Now, I didn't want to move her all the way to the first because she already had said, I want to wait a couple months because the host that she's booking off of is doing it right now. So I wanted to give her a little bit of time because she'd already said, wait a couple months. That's why I initially offered my last date of October, which is the 20th to the 30th, and then that first week of November. And had she picked November, that would have been fine. But when she said, oh, no, October, well, then that's why I'm like, okay, well, let's just see. Let me just inquire. If I don't ask, the answer's no. Let me see. And she was totally fine with the 15th. And I did that because then the sooner someone's partying, if we need to extend, if we need to reschedule, I've got that opportunity to do that. But you need to be the one controlling your schedule. The other thing, I don't care if you have 0 shows on your calendar, you have never been so booked in your life. Let me repeat that. Even if your calendar has 0 shows, which all of you guys are rock stars, so that's not the case, but if you have 0 shows on your calendar, you have never been so booked in your life, and your only available date is August 25th to September 5th. And by gosh, they better pick it or else they're not going to get pampered. Now, do I say it that way to them? No, obviously not. But create that sense of urgency. Every human on this planet wants what they can't have. It is human nature. Right now, football is in jeopardy, and by God, I would give this left arm, I think, to guarantee there is football. And for women that don't like football, I'm sorry, but I live and breathe it, and it is, I cannot tell you the mental strain that it has on me. And I know that's stupid because it's football, but that's just an example of people want what they can't have. So if someone, look at our air fryer. Let's just use that as an example. It is only available to hosts and only if you have a $650 party. I've had a lot of hosts have to really bust their tail and get out of their comfort zone to get to that. Because even though I'm guiding them and I'm giving them all the tools, if they're only asking 5 people to order, chances of hitting 650 are pretty slim. Unless they have friends that like to spend a lot of money. So why does everyone want the air fryer? Because they see how amazing it is. So there are people that will host right now when they typically wouldn't, because you've painted the picture of everybody wants this air fryer. And if y'all haven't painted that picture, you need to start doing that tomorrow, and that will help get you some bookings. Don't focus on the fact it's only available if they have a $650 party. First, paint the picture that everybody needs this product in their kitchen. Then you approach how they can get it. You're not lying to them. You just are being strategic with how you give the information. And that too is important because we get overwhelmed as people. You give up everything. If you start spitting out, oh my gosh, you want this air fryer because, I mean, you can do rotisserie and you can do French fries and you can do this and you can do that. And oh my gosh, it's only for hosts, but you got to have $650 in sales and, you know, to do that, blah, blah. You lost them way, way back. And there are some, the minute you say 650, they're going to freak out. There are some of my hosts, when I say 1,200, they think there is no way. So you break it down. With $650, 10 friends that each order $65. That's very doable. But again, that's some host coaching, you know, guide them to why they want to have a party. They're not doing it for you. They're doing it because they want that air fryer in their kitchen. And you have the tools to help provide that for them in the kitchen. So if you don't understand that that's you helping them, then I'm not sure how else to phrase that for you. Okay, next is your attitude about your own business and your consistency or lack thereof will be your biggest game changer. If you have the attitude that you have one of the best businesses ever, and everybody on this planet eats, so you have something that everybody can benefit from, and if you have the attitude that our products are great, I know right now it's trying. Trust me, in my 15 years, I have never seen the company be this slow to get things to my guests and my hosts. And it is starting to wear on me. So I have the choice to have the attitude of throw my hands up and say, oh, well, let's just wait until January and hope they get it together, or continue pushing through. And I'm choosing to continue pushing through. You also have the choice every single day to be consistent with your business or not. I know everybody gets into this business for a different reason. It may be money. It may be you love the products. It may be you want to earn a trip. It may be you need the social outlet via virtual. It may be you want to make new friends within the company. It may be someone told you you couldn't do it, so you're proving them wrong. Whatever the reason is, there is a reason every single consultant in this company decides to join. With that, it is still a business. Whether you are doing it as a hobby, you are doing it to become your full-time job, you are doing it for some fun money, you are doing it to earn a free trip with Pampered Chef or earn money to take your family on a trip, you still have to treat it like a business. There's no business on this planet that can be successful if they don't open their door every single day. And the definition of that obviously is different. Some companies are open 5 days a week, all that kind of stuff. What I mean is give some attention to your business consistently. Things are very different in today's day and age to book. Y'all have it way easy. You have no idea. I used to have to dial, those 10 digits on a phone and get a home answering machine and leave a message and hope I didn't stumble, because most answering machines back then, you couldn't erase and re-record. So if you fumbled and had cotton mouth, then you just sound like an idiot. had to hope people would call me back, had to hope people weren't screening me. I mean, all sorts of things. Now we have a whole different ball game for how we can ask. We can text, we can private message, we can email, you know, all the different things. But if you're not doing it consistently, you're not going to have a consistent calendar. You want to be making 10 contacts a day. And the definition of a contact can be, if someone ordered and you thanked them, you made a contact. Or it can be, pick up your phone and start with A, the letter A in your contacts, and start texting. Just a simple text, and hit copy and paste and send it to all the A's. And on Tuesday, do the B's. And on Wednesday, do the C's. Or, you know, do 3 letters a day, whatever. Same with Facebook. We call it green dotting. Go to your little chat feature. See who has a green dot next to their name. Do y'all know what a green dot means? If they have a green dot, it means that they're active on Facebook right now. What's the importance of that? If you send a message while they have a green dot, chances are they're going to see it right then. Not guaranteed, but chances are they will. So you have a better chance of them responding if they were on Facebook right then. Do not go sending people messages at 2 in the morning because they're not going to get them. And when they wake up, they probably aren't going to go check those messages. You know, pay attention to when they are on their messenger. So attitude and consistency have always been key to the success of this business. And attitude and consistency aren't just in bookings. It's going to be with host coaching, it's going to be with selling, and it's going to be with recruiting. But those need to be in your vocabulary. They need to be something that you are doing on a regular basis. Otherwise, you're going to constantly feel like you're starting over. With the consistency, I will also say, what you do today, you really won't start seeing a lot of the results of it for about 30 days to 60 days. With the virtual world, maybe a little sooner, because you could have someone that goes ahead and starts a party, you know, the very next day. But as a general rule, what you do today is going to start showing up in your business in about 30 days. So if you don't have some sense of patience to let that snowball start building, then that's when you're going to get discouraged. That's when you're going to walk away. That's when you're going to think, forget it, this isn't for me. I'm not good at this. I'm doing something wrong. You have to invest the time now and be consistent for it to then come together. It's kind of like a garden. You don't plant stuff in the garden and boom, have a tomato the next day. You've got to water the garden. You've got to fertilize the garden. Pampered Chef's going to send you the gardening tools. Just kidding. Sorry, Dale, had to get that in there. So you have to nurture your business today so that you have a great business down the road. All right, so we are going to, I've got 2 things, and we're getting into where I'm going to rattle off lots of different ideas for where to look for some bookings. But first, booking a party needs to be kept very simple. They pick a start date. You let that host know what your expectation is, and it doesn't mean you're a drill sergeant, just means your expectation is to help them have a great party. Your expectation is to help them earn the air fryer. Your expectation is, you know, to get them to invite enough guests, whatever that may be. You're going to send them a Facebook friend request or ask them to send it to you, whichever's easiest, but you're going to make sure, because if you're doing your parties virtually, most likely you're going to be using Facebook. So make sure you guys are friends so that they can see what you're posting, all that jazz. And then you are going to confirm all of their contact information. Even if they just ordered on a party, just send them a quick text and say, hey, is all the information from your order on Judy's party the information you want me to use for your party? Why is that important? What if they just ordered a gift for someone and they're sending it somewhere else? Make sure the information they used on that order is where you're going to send their host folder or their host packet to them. It's the address you're going to use to set up the party, all that jazz. Don't assume, because it may have been a gift for someone. So that's the simple, just keep it simple booking. Okay, then to book shows, we're going to follow the chef model, because hello, we're chefs. Not really, we're pampered, but you know, we're chefs. So C is going to be, you're going to connect and break the ice. You're already doing that when you send that thank you. When I was reading that exchange with the person that said, get back with me in a couple, or, in a couple months or whatever, it was just a conversation. I mean, it was via text, but it's just a conversation. Very light, very, as if I knew this person forever. I don't have a clue who she is. She lives in Washington State, but just build that, break that ice. I let her know I'm very excited to pamper her. I didn't let her know I'm so excited you're going to host with me. I'm excited to pamper her. The H, have an attitude of helpfulness and fun. And through text, it's a little harder to convey some of that. So use some emojis, do a smiley face or some exclamation, capitalize some things, have some sort of personality in what you're texting. I also, once the party is going, I do use a lot of voice text. So not voice to text, but where you can record and then send that as a text. I will do that because if a party's, at $400 and it's day one, I'm going to say, oh my God, Charmin, you are crushing it. You are already at $400. Is that fake? No, I am really excited because guess what? Charmin's doing a great job on her party, which in turn means it's helping my business. So let them hear your voice or in text, do things that can show that you are excited. So H is have an attitude of helpfulness and fun. People want to do business with people that are fun. They do not want to do business with Debbie Downers. If you have to fake it till you make it, and over the last 5 months, I am not going to lie, I will be completely transparent with you. There has been some faking that I've had to do when I kick off parties and, do my little welcome. Dale's getting attacked by a bug. When I'm having to do my welcome, because there are times I get up that morning and I'm like, oh my word, can we move on? Anyway. The E, expand the possibilities. Do not think just the few people you talk to on a regular basis that when you've asked them, you've asked everyone, because I can assure you, you have not. In my 15 years in this business, I still have not asked everyone that I know. I'm sitting here in my office right now, looking out the window. My neighbor across the street has hosted one party with me in my 15 years. I have no idea who this neighbor is. I have no idea who this neighbor is. And there's more houses down the road. I have no idea who those people are. So guess what? If it really came down to it and I had no business, no bookings, and felt like, things had dried up, if I had to, and I've said this all 15 years, and this is what keeps me going, I could go knock on every one of those doors, introduce myself, and ask, are they familiar with Pampered Chef, and let them know I am a Pampered Chef consultant in their neighborhood and would love to be their consultant. So don't ever tell me that you've asked every single person. You maybe have asked the people you talk to every day, but I guarantee you haven't asked everybody that you're aware of or people you have in contact with. So expand the possibilities. The F, finish and arrange for follow-up or future contact. So do not hesitate to follow up. If this person that I did the October, if she had have stayed her ground and said, no, just get back with me, then yes, I would have needed to have made a note. And for me, what I would have done, I would have pulled up my calendar. I would have picked probably October 1st. I would have put her name. I would have put the host she ordered off of, and I would have made a little note, on my phone calendar that says, wanted to do a party later on. And then what I would have done, come October 1st, I would have texted her. And it would have been just whenever it's convenient. I might have been sitting at a red light and I would have texted and said, hey, Jennifer, you ordered off of so-and-so's party back in August. You'd asked me to get in touch with you. I just want to follow up. I'm currently booking my parties for October 10th to the 20th. Can I get you on my calendar? It's not going to be him-hawing around. It's going to be, do you want to have a party? Okay, so now we're going to go into creative bookings, and I'm going to go through these fairly quick because then we're going to open it up for questions. And I hope that this is being helpful. If it's not, then have a drink of water, or mine is water, I promise. But I do hope it's helpful. All right, so creative bookings. The first one I have on here is mystery host. Put together a mystery host virtual party. What is a mystery host? Just what it says. You don't really have a host. So an example would be get 5 friends to each collect $200 in orders. Let's do a little math here. 5 times 2 is $1,000. Or get 10 friends to each collect $100 in orders. 10 times 100 is $1,000. Boom, you got a $1,000 party. They can either order themselves and they're in the drawing, or they can collect orders from friends. However, all you care about is you're getting this dollar amount of sales. Now, currently it is a little tricky because of direct ship. So in the past, well, and until October, you guys could do this. If it's people local, you could divide up the host rewards, have them come and pick them up from you. For me, when I do mystery hosts now, I do leave it where there's just one host. It's kind of winner takes all type thing, but I do different incentives. They get their name in the drawing if they meet this first thing. Let's say there's 5 of them. As soon as they've got $200, their name's in the drawing. And then say for every $100 additional they get 5 more entries. And if someone books a party, maybe they get 5 entries. Just make up whatever you want to do. Just keep up with what it is so you know how many times to put their name. But basically, you're just utilizing them to gather orders from different places. And then whatever the close date of the party is going to be, I would recommend doing it as, like either a little recorded thing and you're going to send it in a group message to all the people that participated, or something fun, again, staying with the fun idea, so that they see who is revealed. They see who the winner is. Put their names all on some sort of piece of paper printable and draw one winner. Whoever is the winner, they get all the host rewards. At that point, you're going to change the information on the party to be that person's name, that person's address. They're going to get the host rewards. They're going to get the 10% discount for a year. They became the host of the party. But going into it, it was mystery. Great, great way to gather orders, plus get those sales, plus get people, engaged. Number 2, host your own party. What a novel concept. You can host as many of your own parties as you want. Host your own party. Collect orders. Be the host and the consultant. Reach out to your friends that don't want to host and find out if they need to order. Number 3, do a product challenge. And what I mean by that, post that you have been challenged. You can say you've been challenged by your director. Really, you're challenged by yourself, whatever. Post that you've been challenged to sell X number of a certain product. Some examples: popcorn maker, simple slicer, salad choppers, brownie pan, the brownie pan set, a batter bowl, ice cream scoop. Currently, just make sure it's something we have in stock, but it doesn't really matter what it is. But popcorn maker's a great one. Who doesn't want to have an in-home movie night? Most movie theaters are not open right now. Popcorn maker is $25, I think, and the family one is $35 maybe. $25. Sell 10 of those. You got a $250 party. You never know. I will tell you, the one thing with these challenges, you never know when it's going to explode. So just because you post it once and no one likes it, no one comments, no one wants one, post it again. Facebook, right now, if every single one of you pulled up Facebook and looked at it, put your phone down for 60 seconds, pulled it back up and looked at it again, the news feeds change that quickly. Facebook filters a lot of stuff. So sometimes you might need to text stuff to people. So don't think people are ignoring your posts. A lot of times they're not seeing it because Facebook will filter it. So again, that's consistency. Be posting it out there, be promoting it. Usually when you have a challenge like this and you get a couple people that start commenting and saying, oh yeah, I want one, that keeps it on the top, and that usually gets some information or, gets it out there. If you're desperate, get a friend to post that they want to, even though they maybe don't want to, just to maybe get it to have some activity. Be smarter than Facebook. We all need to outsmart Facebook. We also all need to, just run strategic businesses at times. There's nothing, you're not fooling anyone. It's just trying to make sure it's in front of people. So again, no matter what the product is, I would not pick a citrus peeler as your challenge. I would not pick a Season's Best as your challenge. I personally would pick something that is kind of that $25 level. You could do, I've done this many, many times. You could do, if they pick up from you, offer free shipping. With that, all you're going to do is if 10 people want it picked up, all 10 are going on the same order. You're going to pay the shipping for that one order. And then, come October, if it's over $150, it's free shipping anyway. So even better for all of us. Number 4, use the host special to get someone to host. Right now, every single one of y'all should be talking up the air fryer. Use that air fryer to get people to host. Make that air fryer the absolute most demanded thing on this planet. If you don't have the air fryer, it's not on the sample thing right now. Hopefully all of you do have it, or it's on its way to you. If you don't have it, host a party of your own of $650 and get it. Or just go watch some videos and you can still talk about it. That way, I think FedEx might be coming, maybe. Sorry. But, talk it up. Or if you have another favorite product, for a long time, the Rock Crock was one of my go-tos. So whatever the product is, you can, even if it's not a host special, let me tell you, you can make it a host special because they can always get it 50% off. It doesn't have to be the 60% off thing that's on the host special flyer. They can get a 50% off item and it can be a host special. So if you know someone that says, oh my gosh, I'd love to have that Rock Crock. Well, you know what? It is on sale this month in August. I would love to help you get it 50% off because it's on sale in August. It is if they host. So, number 5, use the new catalog to generate fall bookings. Some of you still need to be finishing getting your August, all the affairs for August in order, but September is around the corner. You are going to want to, this is just what works for me. So everybody do what works for them. I know others on the team talk about do not mention the products until September. That's not how I do it. I do plan either the end of this week or first of next week. I will do a Facebook Live revealing all the products on my regular timeline. I want to create that sense of, oh my gosh, that's new. I need that. I don't want to wait till September 1st for that because I want people that want to host September 1st. So I will be doing that soon. I also, when I have people that say they don't want to host right now, I say, well, we have a new catalog coming out September 1st. Can I pencil you down for one of my September dates? The minute you say new catalog, that gets their attention. Again, make sure your August, don't completely skip. We're only the 17th. Don't completely skip, but be starting to think those routes. Number 6, wear Pampered Chef logo wear. We have PC gear that you can order. Right now, they also are a little slow to deliver. I know here locally in Alabaster, one of our local monogramming places, she has the logo, so you can take a shirt to her and she can put it on there. Earlier on in my business when I was building it, there was never a day that I left this house that I did not have PC logo on. And you might think, well, why is that? Because it starts up a conversation. I'd be at the grocery store and someone would say, oh, do you sell Pampered Chef? And I'd have to bite my tongue because I'd want to go, no, I just wear the logo. I mean, I'd be, kind of funny about it or whatever, but I never would say that. But it gets their attention. People are aware of what our logo is. So wear the logo wear. Strike up a conversation. When you're at a restaurant and you have it on and the waitress is, oh my gosh, do you sell Pampered Chef? If your waitress has been a good server, tell her you would love her on your team. She would do awesome at this business because she provides great customer service. So wear logo wear, carry a catalog tote, put a button on your purse, something. When you do that, make sure you also have catalogs in your car so that if someone says, oh, do you have a catalog? Have a catalog with your information on it. And that way you can give that to them. I always keep mine in a folder because you do not need it with spilled coffee on it and all crumbled up. You want it to look neat. Have your contact information on it. But, and this is, I think I have this a little bit further on, but I'm going to go ahead and cover it. I keep a sticky note on mine, and I ask them if they would like to be in my out and about drawing. And what that is me asking, they will give me their name, cell number, and maybe an email address. I don't need their regular address, but you know, some methods of contact, because I'll let them know each month I do a drawing for everyone that I've met out and about, and I'll contact you if you're the winner. Now, that part's true, but the other reason you do it is when you hand them that catalog, they're probably going home from the grocery store. They're probably going to get distracted unloading the groceries. They may accidentally throw the catalog away, or their husband might throw it away. They're not going to reach out to you. Even though you gave them a catalog, it is very rare that they're ever going to reach out to you. But if you have their contact information, guess what you're going to do? You're going to follow up. You're going to send a quick text and say, oh, it was so great meeting you at the grocery store yesterday. I just wanted to follow up and see if you had any questions about anything in the catalog. You're not doing your out and about drawing yet, but you're going to strike up conversation. You're going to see if they need anything. You can then transition that into seeing if they want to host a party. So there you go. You've just made some new contacts. Number 7 is do a surprise box giveaway. This is a little tricky because especially newer consultants, you don't necessarily have a lot of stash on hand, but over time you will build stash. Believe it or not, you're going to reach a point that you're going to be like, oh my gosh, if one more Pampered Chef box comes in this house, I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, over my shoulder, that's one set of the fall products. My other set is down in the basement. These are up here because these are what are going to get revealed. And then my garage has a whole bookshelf that is nothing but a bunch of stash. So I do surprise box giveaways, and I just pick different stuff, put it in there, and those that are hosting parties at the end of the time period of all of them hosting, draw for a winner, send them that surprise box. So that's something just to kind of put down that you may have to get a little more creative with it. You know, you can do a surprise product giveaway, and all you have to do is then order something and ship it to them. There's ways to, you know, still work it even if you're new and don't have stash. Number 8, we touched on, it is make 10 contacts every single day. And when you're making these contacts, you are going to go for no. And you may think that that is crazy, but 1 in 10 people are going to say yes. So you want to go for no. The more you hear no, it means you're that much closer to a yes. The other thing is you need to ask the same person more than once. Typically, it is going to take asking the same person 2 to 3 times before they turn into a yes. That is just human nature. When they tell you no, they are not saying no, not ever. They are saying no, not right now. They may have had a bad day. You may have caught them, you know, when they're busy, whatever, who knows. So 1 in 10 people are going to say yes. If you're making 10 contacts a day and you are consistently doing that, you will start filling your calendar. If you take a break, and when I say 10 contacts a day, maybe it be 5 days a week, but it's not going to be one day and then it's another month before you make more contacts, and then another month and then another month, because you're never going to get off the ground. So decide for yourself, you know what? I am going to hit it hard for 30 days straight of making contacts as much as I can, and let's just see what happens. What's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to have a really full calendar. That's the worst that's going to happen. Number 9 is use Franks. Franks is just a technique of kind of brainstorming who you can ask. So Franks, F-R-A-N-K-S, stands for friends, relatives, acquaintances. So obviously acquaintances are people you don't talk to as regularly as the friends, neighbors, and those neighbors can be current or past. Like my neighbors right around here, there's very few of them I know, and I've lived here for 16 years. How sad is that? And then the K is you know them through your kids or your grandkids. So for example, teachers, moms from ball, moms from dance. It's the parents of your friends or your grandkids. And then S is spouses contacts. My husband's boss has hosted, I think 3. He's been with Cisco Computers 6 years, I think. She has hosted 3 virtual parties with me. All have been huge. When I say huge, like $1,500 to $2,000. And one Christmas for the entire team, she did Pampered Chef, including sent one to us. She did a pizza kit thing. I'm like, Lisa, Chris doesn't need one. Well, yes, because I have to get, he's on the team. I'm like, the commission I'm getting off of you ordering $5,000 of these pizzas is okay. So how did it come about? Here he works for a Fortune 50 company, and you're thinking, oh, I'm not going to ask. Because he asked. He said, hey, Lisa, do you like Pampered Chef? She's like, oh my gosh, I love Pampered Chef. And it, is it a little weird texting his boss? Because I know she's busy during the day, but you know what? I treat her like every other host. And I've asked her if she wants to host for an air fryer. They just ended their fiscal year, so she's been a little busy. So let me tell you, I'll be asking her again because she's just coming back off of vacation, and by gosh, she needs an air fryer. So ask your spouse or significant other, contacts they may have. This goes back to do not prejudge who we ask. She is a big wig at Cisco and hosted with little old Sarah. And I'm very thankful for it. Because if she doesn't host with me, guess what? She'll find another consultant if she wants Pampered Chef. So if it's not going to be you, these people are going to find someone else. This is another big one, and I got to speed up because I'm keeping y'all way too long. We're going to go fast. This one's a huge one. Does every single person you know that you sell Pampered Chef? Does every single person you know, the bank teller if you go to the bank regularly, your dentist, your doctor, your hairdresser, your neighbors, your kids' friend, everybody, do your family members know? Your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, do they know you sell Pampered Chef? If the answer to that is no, you got some work to do. Every single person should know that you sell Pampered Chef. Does that mean they have to dread you coming? No. It just means when they have a need, you are who they think of. Number 11, go live. Most people are not comfortable with this. Get over it, put on the big girl panties, and start doing it. People want to watch you live. I don't care if you are doing something quick. I don't care if it's more involved. I don't care if you spill stuff. It doesn't matter. Be real. Don't be scripted. The more real you are, the better. My Facebook Lives, when I am really scattered, those are the ones that the people enjoy the most. If I'm super together on it, they still enjoy it, I think, but the ones where, where I'm kind of scattered, they love. And then you can upload these to YouTube and you can reuse them on your parties. Now, is it a little weird that right now in August, all my parties might say Happy New Year? Sure. But you know what? They know that it's a recorded thing. At the time, it was live. And all it matters is they're still getting the content. So go live, because in the current moment, people will love that. But then you also have great tools for future shows to keep using. Number 12, paint a picture of what is involved for hosting a virtual party. Touched on that when I shared what my text is for what you do for a virtual party. Most people are going to say, no, I don't think I want to host, because they have no idea what they're committing to. So make sure you paint that picture. Also make sure you make it clear you're going to do a lot of the work. It doesn't mean they do nothing, but you're going to make it as simple and stress-free as you can. Because guess what? You're the consultant. You're the one being paid. You are they are the avenue to, getting the word out there, helping people get the products in their kitchen, all that. But you need to paint the picture of how they can host and how fun it will be, how easy it'll be. Number 13, we already touched on make out and about contacts. I touched on that when I was talking about if you give someone a catalog, get their contact information. So we already touched on that. 14, always, 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 always take a Pampered Chef recipe if you're going to, you know, a barbecue or a birthday party and you're asked to bring something. If you're tailgating, although I don't think we're going to be tailgating this fall, but, you know, take something Pampered Chef and or have it in a Pampered Chef product. If it's not a Pampered Chef recipe, that's not a big deal. What you're taking, you know, what it's being transported in or what it's in, it better be Pampered Chef. Do not take Tupperware, please. Because you're selling Pampered Chef, not Tupperware. Just saying. Make sure you're offering bridal showers. I have done a couple virtual bridal showers right now. I also have someone that wants to do a regular bridal shower, hopefully in the first of the year. But just because we are virtual right now, you can still pamper a bride. Most people have no idea we have registries. They do not know, just like Bed Bath & Beyond, just like Target, they can do a Pampered Chef bridal registry. Make sure you're promoting the bridal registries. In line with that, most people don't know we have fundraisers. You can do a fundraiser pretty much for any organization, and you can even get creative. If it's not nonprofit, you can still do it where you donate your commission and you keep the free product. So there's ways around that. But some great ideas are traveling ball teams or just ball teams in general. Bands, churches, mission trips, cancer organizations, Feeding America, an adoption fundraiser. Lots and lots and lots of different options for fundraisers. Number 17, always ask your host to rebook in 6 months. Go ahead and ask her to rebook. Why? Because no matter when she's hosting, in 6 months, it's going to be a different catalog. Because every 6 months, we get a new catalog. So as long as she books 6 months out, it's going to be a new catalog. Your current host is one of your best people because then you're taking her show, replacing it with her show again, and then any bookings she also got. Number 19, put mini catalogs, which you can order those on a supply order, put those in your neighbor's boxes with a fun little note saying, you know, hey, just wanted to let you know, I'm your neighborhood Pampered Chef consultant. Here are our new products if you need anything, blah, blah, blah. Be careful because you legally aren't supposed to put it in the mailbox, so maybe hang it on the mailbox or something, but, you know, or even put it at the front door. But we all know, like, you know, cleaning services will do that, or yard companies, different things, you know, however you can get your name out there. Always have mini catalogs or regular catalogs with you, and leave one with the receptionist at a doctor's office or a dentist's office. The hairdresser, leave it with that receptionist. Take the mini catalogs with your contact information, and while you're in the waiting room, just put a few over by the magazines. Someone may pick one up and it's got your website and they may order. Also, always ask the receptionist at your dentist office, your doctor's office, those places, do they want to be the host of a real quick catalog party for the office? All they need to do is collect orders from those in the office and they can be the host of it. How easy is that? You know, don't necessarily walk in the doctor's office with this whole host packet, but just be prepared. If they say yes, get their information real quick and let them know, okay, I'm going to send you some catalogs that you can bring to the office, collect those orders. I'll come back and, you know, whatever, maybe come back on a Friday to pick up the orders. Very, very simple. And that doesn't matter whether we're quarantined or not quarantined right now. If you're going to the doctor, be prepared. Do the same thing at your post office. If you're mailing stuff, make sure your post person knows you're mailing this Pampered Chef stuff. Make sure they know you are the Pampered Chef person. Your bank teller, the grocery clerk. If you're going to the same store often enough, usually you see the same cashier. So, you know, get to know them. Let them know what you're doing. When you're buying groceries, you know, and they say, did you find everything? Say, oh yeah, I'm trying this new recipe. I'm trying, you know, rush hour chicken fajitas. I sell Pampered Chef. Always be prepared to figure out a way to get Pampered Chef into the conversation. Once you get used to doing that, it will roll off your tongue. Heck, my kids do it now. We'll be out and about and John Allen will say, hey, did you tell him you do Pampered Chef? Or sometimes he will do it because he's been around long enough to hear. Number 24, or no, well, 23 we had already covered. People typically will say no a couple times before they say yes. Number 24, ask your current host to help you get 3 bookings off her party. Is it the end of the world if she doesn't get 3? No, but what if she gets you 1? She just replaced her own show for you. So don't be afraid to ask them. Again, she's not doing you a favor. I mean, she is, but you're also doing her a favor because she's going to get the benefit of that person booking. Currently, she gets a 50% off item on that party. Pretty soon it changes to 40%, but if she gets you 3, it's transitioning to when that third party is closed, she gets a $50 gift certificate. So utilize her. She knows her friends better than you're going to know them. She can plant that seed. She can say, you know, twist Serena's arm and say, hey, Serena, come on. You need to do a party. Sarah makes it really easy. It's super fun. Come on. Let them help you get those parties. Number 25, ask your spouse to help promote. We already talked about that, helping, you know, make new contacts, but also have them ask their coworkers, hey, would your wife host a party? Or, you know, if they work with females, you know, hey, do you want to host a Pampered Chef party with my wife? You know, just put it out there. If you don't ask, the answer is automatically no. If you ask, you have a chance that they might, and it may open up a whole new circle of people. Number 26, ask your friends for referrals. I did, and y'all can go back to my Facebook and look at it if you'd like, but I did a post, and actually Aaron had done one similar, and I told him, I said, hey, can I, you know, tweak that a little and use it? But I did a post asking for people to post their favorite product, tag me in the post, and include my website. And then I did a drawing, and I did do a drawing. It's one of my current hosts that we just closed her party. She was the winner. But what that did, their friends all saw it because it was on their Facebook wall. It had me tagged and it had my link. So it's just a way to kind of get that word out there. And then I gave away, I forget what her prize was. Maybe it was the core. It was a new fall product. I don't even remember what I sent her. 27, share your goals and don't be afraid to ask friends to help you. You know, even though you're helping them get stuff, when it comes down to it, if you have a goal of, you know, you want $2,000 in sales this month, and right now you're only at $1,000, don't be afraid to share what your goal is and see if others want to host. With the current host that you have, do not be afraid to let them know you're working on a really big sales goal for yourself. If they have any other orders, you know, for their party, to let you know. I did that last month, and down to the I came short of my goal by $224. I begged my son to buy stuff, but that didn't work. I mean, like, he's really going to buy anything. But I had my group of hosts that were closing right then. They all knew I was close, and they were all pushing for other orders right at the end. Guess what? That did help me get closer, but they also all earned more free products. So don't be afraid to tell people what your goals are, and don't be afraid to ask them to help. 28, I think it's funny, reach out to friends and family that owe you a favor. If people owe you a favor, call in that favor. 29, ask, and then ask. You have to be asking. And number 30, set a booking goal and don't give up until you reach that goal. Always remember, what you do today is going to benefit your business 30 to 60 days from now. So be consistent, persistent, and patient. Generally, just as someone is about to give up on this business, they have their biggest success. So be determined. All right, I went over from what I wanted to. I'm sorry, but there was, hold on, I'm going to unmute y'all. Oh, I don't want to do that. Well, how do I unmute? Oh, maybe we say. Okay, I think now you guys can unmute. I hope. Someone unmute and see if it works.
It works.
Okay, good. All right, any questions? I know that's tons of information, but I appreciate y'all staying on. I hope there's at least something you took from it. It is recorded, so you can go back, but any questions?
Sarah.
Yes.
Will you do your best to try and make a document, a Word document or something with those text replacement things in your free time?
Yeah. Yes. I will work on, okay, text replacement. Yes, what I'll do, not going to promise it'll be tomorrow, but what I'll do,
No.
I'll put together Word documents. A great idea, Dale. So that is how I'll do it. And I'll just like title what each one is used for. And then
That would be great.
y'all
Thank
can
you.
all figure out how to do text. I'm not going to give instructions for how to necessarily set that up. If you Google text replacement, it's going to show you Android is different than iPhone, but both have the feature. So, but yeah, I will do that, Dale.
Thank
If
you.
you haven't seen it by the end of the week, remind me.
I'll remind you. Was great information. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And just absorb what you can. Do not think everything has to be done day one. You don't have to do it the exact way I do it. This is just to get the brain going and, you know. Oh my gosh, Serena!
I know.
I love when y'all take it on
Oh,
video.
you're right. Do it.
Do what?
I just wanted to show you I can do it.
Look at you! See, that's a baby step towards going live.
I'm again.
Yes. All right, any other questions?
Hey, this is Doris. Can
Yes.
you hear me?
Yes. Did you get the
I
grass
finished
mowed?
mowing. I not only finished mowing the lawn, but for Meatless Monday, I'm working on the orange. I just finished orange ginger tofu stir
Oh
fry.
my goodness.
So I mowed the lawn and I cooked dinner.
Look at that.
But,
You are
this was-
productive.
But I just want to say thank you. This was like probably the best training that I've had. It was amazing. Such really, really good tips. It kind of and it inspired me. I mean, it was great tips, but it also inspired me to try a bunch of new things that I either hadn't thought about or maybe was afraid to or whatever. But I just want to say thank you. That's all.
Well, you are so welcome. And if y'all will do me a favor, because we had a lot that were supposed to get on that I don't think did. Once I post the recording, if maybe y'all can do a shout out, if it was helpful, and say, you know, take the time to listen to it. Most of y'all don't know me from earlier on when I did live meetings. And I mean, the amount of training I have on my computer, like this was a document I had that I had to tweak because virtual's, you know, different. But I will also tell you this, there is nothing that I will ever share in training that is not something in some form or fashion I myself have not done. I would never encourage you guys to do anything that I myself am not doing or I myself am not trying or getting out of my comfort zone. Have I knocked on every door in my neighborhood? No, but you know why I haven't? Because I won't let myself get to the need to do that. And that I keep kind of as a little nugget in the back of my head that says, by gosh, I am going to make contacts because I don't want to have to knock on every single one of these doors, these 200 plus houses. So thank you for sharing that, Doris. And I do hope you guys have taken at least something away.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, Dale. And if y'all have any
Night, Dale.
questions, private message me or, you
I
know.
miss you guys.
Miss you.
No, I thought it was a very practical training, and that's what I want. I want some practical knowledge to build my business. So I really appreciate it.
Well,
Yep.
you are welcome. I think, you know, the team meetings, when we have those, I love that, but we do not have enough time to go into we always have a booking side, a recruiting side, and a sales side. We can't do that and recognition and all. And so, you know, I did not reach out to the other directors about it just because this is stuff, I mean, I've trained on it at national conference before, all three topics, booking, selling, and recruiting. I've been conference speaker. So it was one of those things I was just like, I wanted to try to keep it a little more just, let's get the information out there and then digest whatever it is you need to digest. And I think going forward, we do need to have more times where we have a specific topic. Because
Yes.
the team meetings there's just not enough time to effectively give information. I think we can do I love the recognition. That's all exciting and very important and touch on, you know, what are the upcoming announcements and stuff. But I mean, for people to be very successful in this business, you do have to get into some of the meat on, you know, our three main legs of our business, which are booking, selling, and recruiting. And booking is the number one. If you don't have bookings, go ahead and close your door because there is no business. So, all right, anything else before we hop off of here? My son had his first day of fall camp, so I told him to call me after 8 o'clock, and he hasn't called yet, but I'm about to tell him I'm done with my Zoom to see how that went. So anyway, y'all are all just staring. I make funny faces.
I'm tired.
Yes, I'm tired too. Monday and just, you know, crazy. But thank you guys for joining. And I'm going to figure out stopping the recording. What I don't know is how I upload it, but we'll figure that out afterwards. And again, if you have questions, reach out. I am always available. If you post something on Pampered Peeps and someone doesn't answer, make sure and sometimes tag one of us or private message us, because I have noticed there are times I don't get all the notifications for stuff in there, and you know, Facebook. So, you know, I am always available to try to answer questions. So, you know, just let me know. But thank you guys for joining, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week. Let's finish August strong. Even if you're already active, let's get more sales in and earn yourself a great commission check. Get the lunch tote because it is super cute. I love it. So you only need $1,000 in sales for that. So make that happen. And yeah, if you need anything, just let us know.
Thank you.
All right, y'all.
Thank
Have a good night.